Hi, good morning. Today we're in Henry Cowell Redwoods State Park in Santa Cruz. I got a great surprise for us. These fellows. This is our giant coast redwood tree. Look how tall he is. Holy smokes. It's called a Sequoia sempervirens coastal redwood. Sometimes it's called a California redwood. And sempervirens means evergreen, of course. And don't mix this guy up with the giant sequoias we found out in Sierra Nevadas. That's Sequoia dendron. Anyway, this fellow here, he grows from southwest Oregon, then 500 miles down the California coast down to Monterey. He's a massive, evergreen, long-lived, monoecious tree. He's the tallest tree on earth. This fellow, they get like 380 feet tall. Oh my goodness. And his trunk, that can get up to 30 feet across. And typically they grow about 250 feet high. I think that's what these guys are right here. Anyway, the trunk and the bark. Let's take a look at the stuff here. Our trunk here, it's a straight trunk. And way at the top, it reaches a conical crown. And the branches are horizontal and they're slightly drooping, you see on this guy right here. Close up, way up there. And the bark is soft and it's fibrous. Take a closer look down here at the bottom. Okay. And the outer layer's a little darker from weathering. Once you peel it off, you get that beautiful redwood look on these guys. That's why it's called a redwood tree. And the bark here gets like 12, 14 inches thick. So it's super, super fire resistant. And the roots down here, here's a nice little red cross section right there. So the roots, they'll spread out like 100 feet from the base out here. So it'll extend 100 feet out that way and 100 feet this way. Makes a big tabletop to help keep these guys from falling over. So if you had a simple taproot, he wouldn't be able to survive up here. You just topple. So this guy here had a fire. You see all the black scars, and down here, and it's all opened up. Makes a little cave. You can sleep in there. This fell over here. He also had a fire in him right there. There's another big cave over here. Oh my goodness. This one is just huge. Anyway, that's Uncle Casey. He's posing for a selfie. So our leaves, okay, they're basically simple needles coming out of the stem. And the lower ones are called scale leaves. And higher up they're flatter up above. And there's lots of variability. They're like a ½ inch to 1 inch long, dark green on top and a little lighter green on the bottom here. Okay. And anyway, you'll find little stomata on these leaves, and that's for the gas exchange. They're arranged spirally on the stem. So anyway, it's a big leaflet there. Anyway, they'll spirally around and around and around. This guy's little, there we go, little seed guy fell in him. How about that? Anyway, the cones, it's a monoecious plant, and it's got a mix of male and female cones on the same plant. And the male cones, they appear at the tip of the leaves. They look a little yellow, little balls filled with pollen. And that occurs late in winter, and then they turn brown. The female cones look like our typical cypress cones. Are circular, ovoid, about 1 inch long. Usually 15 to 25 spirally arranged on the branches. Each one has like scales, and the scales have 3 to 7 seeds. And then they dry up naturally, released to the ground. but the probability of a seed sprouting is like 5%. So most of these guys, they send off little offshoots. These little ones, offshoots of the mother tree. Eventually the mother tree dies and the offshoots come up. It makes a little family circle. Now this section here is called a family cluster or a family circle. They're all clones of the same tree. It's right in the middle. See that one? It's been cut down. Maybe got too big. He sends out his little shoots and they all grow up all around him, called a family circle. Anyway, they get pretty big. They're all clones, identical DNA structures. And these guys here, oh my goodness, these guys are just absolutely huge. So what's interesting about our redwoods here is the upper portions way up there. It's too high to get gravity to pull the water up. The xylem, so they rely on the fog coming off the ocean. And it rains a lot here, but the gravity doesn't help, so all those guys way at the top, they rely on the fog. And the excess moisture drips down to the base, and it helps feed the plant at the base. Anyway, the most famous redwood out here in Cowell State Park is the Theodore Roosevelt tree. That was designated in 1903 when Teddy Roosevelt came out here, when they used to call it Santa Cruz Big Tree Grove. So these guys are absolutely phenomenal. Tallest tree on earth. Oh. We're going to head down farther. See some beautiful stuff down here along our trail. How about that? Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.